Gemini, hi, I'm Desi. This is my channel, Starchaeology Tarot. I am so pleased to see you. Technically, I am not seeing you, but I'm feeling you energy, is what I was gonna say. I'm feeling your energy loud and clear here, and I'm very excited to get to connect with you in this way for your March tarot reading. First of all, I want to thank you, the collective, for being here, for liking, subscribing, sharing this channel. It has meant so much to me that it makes me cry. That is the ultimate manifestation of my gratitude. Really, any emotion, once it's above a 7, I'm crying. So thank you guys so much for making me cry. If you haven't liked or subscribed, maybe consider it. Also, maybe don't if it's not your cup of tea. But how about we do this reading and see what is in your cup of tea? Your tea leaves. Just kidding. This is not a tea leaf reading. This is a tarot reading. I just felt like a magician. What if there was a magician who did magic but with tarot cards? Wait a minute. Isn't that what we're doing here? Except we're making real deep magic happen. Real magic, not just magic tricks. I am not hating on magicians though. If there are any magicians watching, I love you. Truly. Every time I see a magician, I freak out and I invest emotionally 100%. 1000%. With that, let's make some magic happen now, Gemini. Let's see what's in store for March for you. Gemini, the Strength card flew out, the Page of Wands flew out together. And then I pulled 3 cards, the 10 of Wands, the Star, and the High Priestess. You have been struggling. He knows. They all know. You've been struggling balancing your responsibilities and duties to other people with your own desires. Almost the balancing between fulfilling desires for people that you care about or people that you feel responsible for versus your own desires. And that has been blinding your path. It's been hard for you to get in touch with what it is that you want. And this message from Spirit in March is largely about reminding you that it takes strength to hold fast and hold true to your own desires and the pursuit of your own goals. That isn't something that just comes easily to us. If you're thinking, oh, I don't know what it is that I want, and expecting that to just be something that you feel deep inside, and it's very obvious and easy to get in touch with that. What needs to happen is a shift in perspective where you allow for the possibility that your relationship with your own desires, with enjoyment of life itself, of day-to-day life, and your fulfillment in day-to-day life is a practice. It is something that you commit to. It takes endurance and strength and commitment and devotion and patience. And we don't think about our desires in that way. We think about patience when it comes to the fulfillment of our desires, but we don't think about having patience when it comes to just the act of pursuing or discerning what those desires are or just enjoying the journey. We just think, well, I either enjoy the journey or I don't. But the Strength card here is suggesting that it's more conscious than that. The journey isn't happening to you. It's happening for you. So how do you want to engage with that journey? How do you want to engage with the day-to-day experiences and present and succession of present moments? Do you want to be enjoying them? Because if you do, that isn't something that just happens. That is a skill that you cultivate. enjoying your present moment, enjoying the journey, committing to the journey itself regardless of the destination. It also is going to take endurance and strength during March to discern your desires from the desires of others, because part of the reason why you might feel hard connecting to what it is that you want right now, or feeling like it's not in sight, feeling very separate from it, is just because other people's desires are in your way. You're holding on to other people's desires, other people's goals and objectives, and your responsibilities to those people and to their dreams, maybe even more so than your own dreams, is a burden. Call it what it is. It's a burden. And there is, to a certain degree, it's great to feel that responsibility and devotion and commitment to others. There is a line where it stops being that. And that line for you is the line where it starts to blind you in the enjoyment of your own pursuits, in you being present, fully present for your own journey. It's been a real struggle, the burden of holding other people's desires, holding other people's goals almost as a priority for you. It has felt chaotic and messy and like a storm. But here's the beautiful thing, that coming after this 10 of Wands, which also tens in general, this is an ending. There's an end to that. But know that ending is not going to be instant. Again, it is something that you are coaxing into existence with steady applied effort. And at some point, you'll be able to step back and say, oh, that ended. But it might happen without you consciously being aware of it in the moment. It might happen. You might not realize it until it's happened. The only thing that you can be conscious of is the effort that you are putting into bringing that to an end. The effort in bringing your focus back to your own eagerness, your own enjoyment and fulfillment of your pursuits. There is a project that you want to start, and it's time to start that project, or a new phase of life that you want to start, and it's time to start that new phase of life, but it's not going to be a clear-cut finish and start. There's going to be overlap here, and that sometimes takes greater strength in doubling down to what you know, doubling down on what you know you want, because the lack of clarity in those transition times make us second guess the transition itself. Don't second guess that transition, Gemini. It's happening. It's just not so cut and dry. It's a little messy. There's a little overlap, and that's okay. There's a simplifying here that needs to happen. And I think another part of this, why this requires strength for you, is that you might be not aware of the way in which you are in some ways very addicted to complexity, addicted to always being overwhelmed, always being so busy, having things, always catching up, always trying to make everything happen and make the impossible happen. It's taking more strength for you to simplify, to get away from complexity, to almost like step back and experience a simpler present moment, or a simpler existence. That is costing you or requiring really from you more strength than than the strength required to do more, to add more to your plate, to make things more chaotic, even though that feels really scary and impossible. It's almost more impossible for you to simplify. And that is causing, that's the thing, it's the simplification of your pursuits, of your desires, of your goals, of your journey that is requiring steady effort, making a habit of it, knowing that this is something that doesn't just happen in a black and white shift, but it's a gradual transition that needs to be carefully cultivated each day. You're coaxing the lion's mouth open. Ultimately, this is what brings you the peace that you want, the calm after the storm. You can't be saying, Gemini, that you want that calm after the storm, but then you play an active role in perpetuating the storm. This is coming to an end for you, this Ten of Wands time of chaos, of being overburdened, of not seeing an end in sight. That is coming to an end. And perhaps what is also scary about that is when that complexity goes away, what remains? When your focus isn't on what's outside of you as much, and you have more space to look inside of you, are you nervous about what you will be seeing, what you will be discovering, facing those inner mysteries? Being comfortable with the uncertainties and the mysteries that arise from within you. That's what I mean also about like the almost addiction to chaos or complexity. There's a distraction that goes along with that. And many of us are addicted to that distraction. But as long as you engage in the distraction, that's as long as you will keep yourself from experiencing this kind of peace, this kind of calm, this kind of deep healing, this kind of wish fulfillment. It's almost like, Gemini, what I'm seeing is there's a part of you that's just afraid of what happens when the chaos and the burdens and the responsibilities go away, even though you know that's what you want. But you also know that there is an introspection, there's a listening to your intuition, there's a facing of yourself and the things that have maybe been buried under outer distraction, making space for those things to come to the surface and be examined, even if that leads to the calm and peace that you desire. There's another part of you that seems to be afraid of facing this. I'm just here to say for March, this is not something to be afraid of. It is all, again, I keep hearing this is not happening to you. It's happening for you, including this High Priestess moment that's coming for you in March. This High Priestess intuition and surfacing of the subconscious into your conscious awareness. That is all happening for you. It is a gift, and it is a gift ultimately that results in your wish fulfillment, your peace, your calm, and a great deal of healing for some of you. I also see that some of you, I just want to say, there's another interpretation of the Strength in the Page of Wands card, which is that a lot of this burden has to do with someone who has a youthful energy in your life, whether it's your child, someone else's child, a child who's just important to you in your life, or someone younger, someone that you just see as having a childlike energy or an immature energy. This is leading to a lot of your feelings of great responsibility, your feelings of being overburdened, and simplifying the burden in relationship to this young person or youthful spirit is, again, not something that's just, you can just simplify like that. It's not something that's just gonna go away because that person will become simpler. It's about what you are bringing to the relationship, what habits you are cultivating with them, what are you doing daily with this person that ultimately instills simplicity and calm and peace, not burden, complexity, chaos, overwhelm. There are habits that you can begin with this person, even if you are guiding them, even if you are parenting them or nurturing them or mentoring them in some way, that is a much more gentle approach for both of you, gentle on both of you. That is what this strength card is about. It's this gentle kind of patience and endurance, and it's not putting a burden of responsibility on you or on them. It's a letting go. It's not the micromanaging, it's actually what you might think of managing less. Giving them space to co-create with you. It's not your responsibility to create this experience for them. They are co-creating with you the experience for themselves and for you as much as you are. You are both equal participants in this. And there's much that you can learn from this, just as much as there's a lot that they can learn from this. But if you find yourself going down the path of being overburdened, overwhelmed, losing sight forward, then stop yourself, pause, and question if this is the thing that you want to be contributing to each day. Is this the thing that you are putting your strength towards each day? Is that the thing that you want to make stronger? I would love to hear, Gemini, how this looks specifically for you. Feel free to leave a comment below. Let me know those hot deets. This is a beautiful month for you. I think a month that will end with the possibility of great discovery and self-uncovery. And I'd love to hear what those discoveries and reflections are. So feel free to share if you feel brave and open. It's an honor and a privilege to get to connect with you in this way. I truly love you. I'm so grateful for you. I'm rooting for you in March, and I'll see you next time.